Oh, howdy all, grab yourselves a beer, it is time for some Path of Exile discussion. We have just received information on the December events that are happening. So there are actually going to be 3 events, and one of them is indeed going to be Endless Delve. The other 2 are rehashes of things we've seen in the past. So, what's happening here is because the launch of 3.13, the next major expansion with its own league, has been delayed by a month, GGG are filling the intervening time with a few different events. 2 of these are familiar, sort of old favourites that are returning, and one of them, the Endless Delve Race, is something that a lot of people have requested. Now, one of these is a 3-week event, the other 2 are 1-week events, and also, if you're someone who, like me, hasn't finished all the challenges you intend to do in the Heist League, you can continue playing in the normal Heist League and working on those until January 11th. That is the date that Heist ends on PC. Just be aware that all the dates I'm going to give in this are American time. If, like me, you're over in Australia, add 1 to the day. So, for instance, instead of the 1-week Mayhem event starting December 4th, it's going to start December 5th. So, going through all of these in order. Firstly, we have a 1-week Mayhem event. Mayhem is essentially each zone is it's like each zone is wild, but each zone is wild in a different way to all the other zones. Each hour, every single zone in the game that you can enter is going to have one of a number of different things assigned to it. These are 20 Rogue Exiles, or 20 Strongboxes, or 20 Invasion Bosses, or 10 Breaches, or 20 Tormented Spirits, or 20 Harbingers. So essentially, this is going to cause those zones to be absolutely and utterly crazy. So when they say that in each area you'll encounter one of these scenarios and the mod that the area has will change every hour, what that means is that if it's 1 past 6 in the morning and you start running beachhead maps tier 15, and you see that the first beachhead you do has 10 breaches added in it, then if you were to run another beachhead before 7 AM, then it's going to have the same thing, the same mod, 10 breaches in it. This also starts from the beginning of the game, and this causes a few things to be really wild. While you're leveling, you're occasionally going to encounter the more invasive of these. So Anarchy for 20 Rogue Exiles is sort of really in your face. You can't avoid it. 20 Invasion Bosses is really in your face. And likewise, 20 Harbingers can also be pretty in your face as well. So these are going to have a major impact on how the storyline feels. You'll be much higher level than normal as you're progressing through, and you will also have a lot more loot than usual as you're progressing through the storyline. Now, this is only a 1-week event, so I would suggest only play this if you're in the mood to start a new character and play it through to the end of that character within a week. One thing that's very important to note with this event is voided. So what this means is that you're not going to be able to play this character in the Standard League afterwards. Not really sure why they've made this decision, given how in the past it was done to preserve the integrity of the Standard League. Not that, you know, a lot of people don't play Standard at all, but there's enough people that do, that in order to preserve the integrity of that league, they didn't want a situation where people felt they had to jump into the Mayhem events. However, the last few leagues in Standard have added so much more loot to the Standard environment that I don't think this really achieves that goal anymore. The fact that beast splitting can still be done on blueprints in the Heist League is going to have a much bigger effect on the economy of the Standard League than simply the decision to void the 1-week Mayhem. So anyways, the characters are currently deleted at the end of it. Although I'd probably rather it go the other way. Now, the Mayhem event prizes. If you're one of the 5 highest level characters for your Ascendancy class in each version of the event, so that is Standard Trade Enabled, Hardcore Trade Enabled, Standard Solo Self-Found, Hardcore Solo Self-Found, you'll be receiving a Demigod's Authority, one of these unique weapons that are going to be available. These are something you can also trade around in Standard League, and they will be worth a lot of currency there. So if you're looking to get yourself, not just a headhunter, but if you're looking to get yourself decked out in mirror gear, then this might be one of the easiest ways to do it. However, it's not going to be easy to come top 5 in any of these. Basically, I think you can say that even the most off-meta ascendancies, even things like Raider that have been relatively unpopular lately, or Yeah, or lots of the other less popular ascendancies like Juggernaut hasn't been that popular lately. All of those are still going to have a lot of competition for Demigod's Authority, and you also cannot change your ascendancy in the middle of the league. So don't think, oh yeah, I'm just going to go with the most meta build imaginable, and then eventually I'm going to respec into Elementalist towards the end. Nah, that's not going to work. Once you select an ascendancy, you're stuck with it. There's also a number of other little prizes that are awarded. If you reach level 50, you'll get one of the Twilight mystery boxes. And then there's a whole bunch of other cosmetic prizes that become available at various points. All of these are random draws. And I think that if you hit level 90 or 95, you'll have a reasonable chance of getting these. But even then, there'll be so many people playing in this event that actually there's a very, very realistic chance that you will get to 95 and still not win one of these prizes. There'll be a lot of people that hit 95 in this. Second up is the Endless Delve event. So in this environment, you are constrained solely to the Delve mines. Now, I'd previously speculated you might start at level 40, single ascended, and then, at some various depth threshold, you might get access to the remainder of your labs. It's not going to be how it works. You're going to start at level 1, and you're going to start at the top of the mines. At various levels, you'll gain access to passive points from the storyline. You'll also incur Katava's resistance penalties, and you will have access to an Altar of Ascendancy. Now, you can only stay in the Delve Mines, so no access to the towns, and also no access to your hideout or other players' hideouts. That's important. That means that this is solo self-found only. Now, this is starting on the 11th of December. Again, that's American time, so if, like me, you're in Australia, it's going to start at 7 AM on the 12th, and then it's going to go for a week. Again, this is a voided event, so you'll not be able to continue playing a character from this league in Standard. I think this is going to be probably the most exciting of them, in part because this is going to be a league where it's not possible to acquire cluster jewels, which means that there'll be no dominance of aura stacking builds. That's going to be a refreshing change from the current meta of trade leagues, and I think this will be a really interesting event. I currently plan to play this. I may give Mayhem. I'm thinking about this one. I'm definitely keen for, just because it's something really different. Again, Demigod's Authorities as prizes, and a whole bunch of various cosmetics, which are different to the ones that were available for the previous league. Finally, there is the 3-week Heist Flashback. Now, essentially, what you can do is you can think of this as Heist, except every zone has 3 scarabs in effect. So it's not exactly that, but it's close enough. Again, every zone on the hour will pick not one like the Mayhem event, but 3 of the following events. 2 Rogue Exiles, 2 Invasion Bosses, 1 Breach, 2 Strongboxes, 3 Tormented Spirits, 2 Parandus chests plus a chance for Kadiro, 3 additional Rare Monster packs with Nemesis mods, 3 additional Magic packs with Bloodlines, 1 Abyss, 2 Harbingers, 1 Timeless Monolith, 1 Metamorph, 1 Delirium Mirror, or Beyond is present. Now, something that's going to be really significant with this, because the Delirium Mirror and Beyond are so much more powerful than a lot of the other choices, what you're going to want to do here, at least once you get to endgame, is you're going to want to communicate with other players and find out which areas have both the Delirium Mirror and Delirium Mirror and Beyond active in any given hour. And those are going to be extremely lucrative to run for 4 Watchstone versions of. That's going to be a really strong strategy and something a lot of people are going to do. Additionally, this is a Heist event, which means that alongside all the past mods, you'll have access to Heist events in their current form. You can also continue making progress on Heist challenges in the Heist Flashback event, which will be really useful as well for a lot of people. I think that at this point, December 18 is just going to kill the Heist League in its entirety. It's not saying that people will stop playing Heist, that every single individual will stop playing Heist, but I think you'll find that the number of people logging into the Heist League will collapse because a good number of people will jump over to Heist Flashback. Now, obviously, if you prefer playing your established character, you can do that. Just expect that you'll find it very difficult to do a lot of trading in the traditional Heist League. So this one starts on the 18th of December, or 19th of December for me over in Australia, and goes for 3 weeks, whereas the previous ones had been 1 week. Again, very similar prizes. I think here where there's the top 5 of each ascendancy class in each of the 4 versions will receive a Demigod's Authority. This means the first 5 people to hit level 100. You're not going to win a Demigod's Authority unless you hit level 100 in this event. Whereas in some of the previous ones, you might be able to get there at 99 or 98, especially on the hardcore versions. That's not going to be the case here. Additionally, there's similar other little prizes as well. The prize numbers are doubled as well, which is worth keeping in mind. That means that there's more a chance of getting one of these rewards. Anyways, the key things that need to be noted are you will need to make new characters for these events, and you cannot make private league versions of them. You cannot change ascendancy class in them, and do not delete your characters. Those are the key points here, but you can have a read of the FAQ on the GGG website. Anyways, that's all there is on this. This is looking like a lot of fun. I'm sort of kind of hyped for it. I may give Mayhem a miss just so that I can take a bit of a break during that week. Or that said, I may decide to go in it anyway. But then after that, the other ones look great. If you got any comments or questions, fire away below. Otherwise, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you have a good one.